Hi everybody, do you want to know why your dog doesn't consistently come back to you when you call it? I've got some tips that'll help you fix the problem. If you have a dog that doesn't come back to you when you call it, don't get disheartened. You're actually not alone. The vast majority of your dogs in society don't come back to their owners when they call them. So why do they do this? What actually stops a dog from coming back? In order to understand the problem, we've got to look at it from the dog's point of view. All dogs have an expectation of what's about to happen when we call them. And in most situations, believe it or not, when we call a dog to come back to us, we're invariably the fun police. And if we're less exciting than everything that's happening around the dog is going to have a lot less motivation to come back to us. So there are three main areas that negatively affect how a dog comes back to us. The first one is invariably we call the dogs over to stop them having fun. And that's not really good from a dog's point of view. The second one is we call the dogs over to then impose our will on them. We want them to now do something that we consider to be more important. And it's often more important than what they were wanting to do. And the third, and probably the most important one, is we often call the dogs over to reprimand or punish them, which sets a really bad tone for how they see the recall towards us. Don't stress, there are some really simple things that we can do that will help change how your dog sees you in terms of the recall and strengthen the relationship that you actually have with it. The first thing, and probably the most important thing to remember, is dogs are really simple animals. They love fun, they love enjoyment, they love to chase, they love to have physical interaction with things, which is why dogs just love anything that moves. So if you can put yourself into the position of being another dog and actually acting a little bit fun and getting the dog to enjoy being in and around your space, whether it's your backyard, your front yard, or a secluded environment when there's not many distractions, get into the habit of just playing with your dog off lead, just running around having fun. The next thing that we can do as a transition is to transfer some of these fun and playing games by doing them on lead, where we're running around with the dog on lead and continuing to be fun and stimulating. So we've got this transition now between practicing in the backyard with the dog running free and then having the dog on leash now in a public environment so we can control where it's heading, but still having fun together with no formal structure. Just build the bond and build a relationship. And definitely the most important piece of advice that I can give everybody is when you're calling your dog, we really need to be much more stimulating than the environment that the dog is in, which effectively means as the dog is running to us, we need to be fun, we need to be motivational, we need to be stimulating, and incredibly importantly, when the dog comes back to us, we really need to make an effort to reward the dog with what it enjoys most. And if it likes food, give it food or toys. But probably the most important thing is to build the relationship where the dog is responding to our personality and our enjoyment and our enthusiasm of being with it. At the end of the day, if we focus most of our time at developing a really good trusting relationship with our dog, where the dog has an expectation of us being fun and stimulating and enjoyable when it comes back to us, we'll have the platform for an amazing recall. Thanks, guys.